Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in? Like the world around you seems to move at a pace you can't keep up with, or the things that excite others leave you indifferent? Carl Jung, one of psychology's greatest minds, believed that some people are simply not meant for the typical everyday existence that most of us live. Their depth, sensitivity, and unique perceptions set them apart, often making it hard to feel connected to the world around them. This video dives into the 6 signs based on Jungian psychology that might suggest you don't quite belong to this world. But instead of feeling lost or misunderstood, these signs are an invitation to understand yourself better and accept your unique place in the grand scheme of things. So before we dive in, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever felt like an outsider in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might resonate with someone else's experience. Jung argued that people who feel disconnected or out of place are often more in tune with their deeper inner selves. They might struggle with the norms of society, but that doesn't mean they are lost. In fact, it's often a sign of a powerful inner world that is too vast for the constraints of the everyday. If you've ever questioned your place in the world, this video might offer some answers. Have you ever felt like you're simply an observer in the world, watching life unfold around you but never fully participating? This sense of not belonging is more common than we think, especially for those with a deeper, more introspective view of life. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, suggested that some people are deeply attuned to their own internal worlds, which makes it difficult for them to feel connected to the external world. This feeling of not belonging often arises when we find ourselves questioning the norms, traditions, and expectations set by society. Why do we follow rules that don't seem to serve our true selves? Why does the constant chase for success or social validation feel hollow? For those of us who are more reflective, these questions can feel isolating, as though we are the only ones who see the world through a different lens. Jung's work emphasizes the idea that individuals who feel disconnected are often not meant to conform to the traditional linear path that society sets out. Instead, they are often on a journey of self-discovery, carving out their own place in the world. While this path can be lonely at times, it's essential to understand that feeling out of place might actually be a sign of a deeper calling. A call to explore the mysteries within yourself and to find a way to live authentically. It's also important to recognize that this feeling doesn't signify a personal flaw. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's that your inner world is rich, complex, and requires a different kind of nourishment than what the world offers. Your deep thoughts, sensitive nature, and unique perspective might make it difficult to fit into society's mold, but that doesn't mean you aren't meant for something greater. So the next time you feel like you don't belong, consider this. Is it possible that you're meant for a different path, one that aligns more with your true self than with the expectations of the world around you? Do you ever feel like you are constantly swimming in a sea of your own thoughts, emotions, and existential questions? It can be overwhelming at times, especially when the depth of your inner world feels too vast to navigate. Carl Jung believed that individuals who feel disconnected from the world often experience this overwhelming depth, where their thoughts and feelings extend far beyond the superficial aspects of daily life. For some, this depth can feel like a burden. The endless pondering, the constant questioning, and the inability to be satisfied with surface-level experiences can lead to frustration. Society often encourages us to stay busy, to keep our minds occupied with the mundane, but for those who are deeply introspective, this isn't enough. The desire for meaning, purpose, and authenticity can feel consuming, like an itch that can never be scratched. Jung argued that this overwhelming depth is not a curse, but a sign of the individual's potential for greater self-understanding and growth. It's easy to see this sensitivity as something to overcome, but what if it's actually something to embrace? Your capacity for deep thought and feeling allows you to connect with life on a profound level. You aren't just skimming the surface. You are diving into the heart of existence, seeking to understand the mysteries of the universe and your place within it. However, embracing this depth can be challenging. It's easy to get lost in the labyrinth of your own mind, especially when the world around you seems so focused on the superficial. The key is to understand that this depth is not a weakness but a strength. You have the ability to see things from perspectives that most others miss, to feel emotions that others may never experience. This makes you unique, and it gives you the power to transcend the ordinary. So if you find yourself overwhelmed by the depth of your own thoughts and feelings, don't dismiss it. Instead, recognize that it's part of your gift, one that allows you to connect with life in a way that few others can. It may be challenging, but it's also what sets you apart and gives you the potential to create a meaningful life on your own terms. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you achieve or experience, there's always an underlying emptiness? This sense of searching for meaning is something Carl Jung deeply explored, suggesting that people who are not meant for the ordinary world often find themselves on a lifelong quest for purpose and fulfillment. For some, life's surface-level pleasures just aren't enough. They yearn for a deeper understanding, a connection to something greater than themselves. This constant search can feel frustrating, especially in a world that values external achievements and material success. While society often pushes us to find happiness in accomplishments, possessions, or social validation, those who are introspective often realize that these things don't bring true contentment. The meaning you seek lies beyond the surface. It's in the search itself, an ongoing journey of exploration, self-reflection, and spiritual discovery. Jung believed that this need to search for meaning is an essential part of the individuation process, the process of becoming your true, authentic self. It's not about fitting into societal norms, but about understanding who you truly are on the deepest level. This often means facing the parts of yourself that are hidden, difficult to confront, or uncomfortable to acknowledge. The search for meaning, while challenging, is necessary for growth and transformation. For those who feel this deep urge, it often comes in waves. There will be moments of clarity where everything seems to fall into place, followed by times of confusion, doubt, and questioning. These fluctuations are part of the process, but over time, each experience, each lesson learned, and each reflection brings you closer to your own truth. You are constantly shaping and redefining what meaning looks like for you, independent of the world's expectations. So, if you find yourself constantly searching for meaning, don't be discouraged. Your journey is not a sign of being lost. It's a sign that you are on the path toward discovering your true self. The search itself is the purpose. Embrace it, knowing that the deeper you go, the more you uncover about who you truly are and what you're truly meant to do in this world. In a world that often values toughness and emotional detachment, sensitivity can be viewed as a weakness. But Carl Jung believed that sensitivity is not something to be hidden or suppressed. It's a powerful gift. For those of us who feel deeply, the world can be overwhelming. Yet this very sensitivity allows us to experience life in a way that others might never understand. Instead of seeing your sensitivity as a flaw, it's time to embrace it as a profound strength. Sensitive individuals are often attuned to the emotions of others, picking up on nuances that others might miss. This heightened awareness allows them to connect with people on a deeper level. Their ability to empathize, understand, and support others is unparalleled. While some may see this as an emotional burden, it's actually a deep well of strength. giving them the ability to make meaningful connections and offer unique perspectives. Jung argued that people who are deeply sensitive are often more in touch with their unconscious mind and the deeper currents of life. Their sensitivity acts as a bridge to understanding the complexities of the human experience, offering insights that others may overlook. This depth of perception allows them to navigate the world in ways that are both insightful and transformative. However, sensitivity can also be exhausting. It can lead to emotional overwhelm, especially when surrounded by negativity or conflict. But instead of seeing this as something to avoid, Jung suggested that this vulnerability can be a source of strength. By acknowledging and accepting their sensitivity, individuals can learn to manage it rather than allowing it to drain them. The key is to find balance, using this sensitivity as a tool for personal growth and connection, rather than letting it become a burden. So if you've ever felt that your sensitivity is something that holds you back, remember this: it's not a curse, it's your gift. It allows you to experience the world with depth, to connect with others in a meaningful way, and to see beauty in places others might overlook. Embrace your sensitivity, knowing that it's one of the greatest strengths you can have in this world. Do you ever feel like you're the only one who truly understands the complexity of life? While others seem content with the mundane and surface-level aspects of existence, you see the layers beneath. The world isn't just what's immediately visible to you. It's a deep, interconnected web of experiences, emotions, and possibilities. Carl Jung believed that people who feel disconnected from the world often see things in a way that others don't, and that this perspective is a unique gift, not a curse. When you see the world differently, it's not about being better than others, it's about being in tune with a deeper layer of reality that others may overlook. You might notice things like patterns, emotions, and connections that others don't see. You can feel when something is off, even if there's no obvious reason. This sensitivity to the subtleties of life can make you feel isolated, but it also gives you the ability to understand the world on a much deeper level. Jung often spoke of the concept of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of experiences, archetypes, and symbols that shape the human experience. People who see the world differently are often more attuned to these deeper currents. They understand that what is visible on the surface is only part of the story, and they seek to explore and understand the underlying forces at play. This ability to see beyond the obvious gives them a unique perspective that can lead to profound insights and creativity. Of course, seeing the world differently can sometimes feel lonely. It can be difficult to relate to others who seem content with the status quo, and you might feel misunderstood. But remember, this different perspective isn't a mistake or a flaw, it's a gift. It's what allows you to think outside the box, to create new ideas, and to offer fresh perspectives to those around you. The world needs individuals like you who can see beyond the surface and bring depth and meaning to the ordinary. So if you find yourself seeing the world in a way that feels disconnected from others, don't view it as a curse. Instead, embrace it as part of who you are. Your unique perspective is what makes you stand out, and it's exactly what the world needs right now. Trust in your ability to see things differently, and remember that this gift will help you carve your own path in the world. It can be incredibly frustrating when the world around you doesn't seem to understand your perspective. You feel different, perhaps even out of place in a society that values conformity over individuality. Carl Jung believed that those who see the world through a unique lens, who feel disconnected from mainstream society, are often misunderstood. However, this doesn't mean you should hide who you are. Instead, it's an invitation to embrace your uniqueness and learn how to thrive in a world that doesn't fully comprehend your depth. Embracing your uniqueness starts with accepting yourself for who you are. instead of trying to fit into a mold or living up to expectations that don't align with your true self. Acknowledge your individuality. Jung argued that self-acceptance is key to individuation, the process of becoming the person you were always meant to be. When you fully accept your unique way of thinking, feeling, and experiencing the world, you begin to shed the weight of external pressures and can focus on living authentically. Part of thriving in this world means finding spaces where your individuality is celebrated rather than suppressed. Seek out people, communities, or even creative outlets that align with your values and encourage your unique perspective. These spaces provide the support you need to express yourself freely and to grow into the fullest version of yourself. You don't need to force yourself into environments that diminish your sense of self. The right people and experiences will naturally gravitate toward you when you embrace who you truly are. Jung also emphasized the importance of self-reflection in navigating life's complexities. Spend time getting to know yourself on a deeper level, understanding your motivations, your passions, and your inner world. The more you understand yourself, the more confidently you can face the challenges of living in a world that doesn't always understand you. By cultivating this self-awareness, you equip yourself to navigate misunderstandings and to live a life true to your inner calling. Finally, remember that being misunderstood doesn't make you wrong. It makes you unique. The world needs individuals like you who aren't afraid to think differently, to question the norms, and to carve out a path that is uniquely their own. So embrace your uniqueness, trust in your own journey, and know that thriving isn't about fitting in, but about creating your own place in the world, living in a world that doesn't fully understand. You can feel isolating, but it's also a sign that you are on a path that's uniquely yours. Carl Jung's insights into the human psyche remind us that being different is not a flaw, but a gift that allows us to see the world more deeply, connect with others more meaningfully, and ultimately live a life that's more authentic to who we are. Embrace your uniqueness, for it's through understanding and accepting yourself that you can truly thrive. The world may not always get you, but that's okay. You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out, to offer something new, and to carve your own path. Trust in your journey and know that your differences are the very things that make you valuable and irreplaceable. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on your unique qualities. What makes you different, and how can you embrace that difference to live a more fulfilling life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to write seductive wisdom to show you've stayed with me until the end. Embrace who you are and never forget that you are meant for something greater than fitting into the world's expectations.